Hello and welcome to the next exclusive episode of Real Talk. I'm Jeff Bauer with Homefield Group at Royal LePage Heartland, and I'm here with my business partner Rick Lobb. And we have a special guest today, Emma Bartz from the Rotaract Group in Goderich. Welcome, Emma.
Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for coming. We want to talk today about your Rotaract, the Rotary Club, and that sort of thing. So why don't we get started with just a general idea of what the Rotaract Group is, what drew you to it, etc. Give us some background.
Certainly. I started the Rotaract Club of Goderich in 2018, and it is a branch of Rotary International that's designed for people 18 to 30 years old. The age category has since been eliminated, so the group has kept the members in instead of going into Rotary as they normally would, and we've grown together and recruited throughout that into the younger age category to keep recruiting for Rotary as a brand. It is a service club, so we are meant to be here serving our community with actions and supporting other events going on in the community, as well as fundraising and making donations.
So the Rotaract Club is Rotary, but it's not. But it is, but it's not.
Right, but it's not.
Okay.
But it's like the younger people that are in the Rotary Club.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
So, and you said 18, that would still be like the bottom age for for entry, but there's no cap.
No cap.
Excellent. And what's like the Rotary Club, obviously a international club, right? And what's sort of the motto or like the mission statement? Like what's Rotary Club's mission statement?
Their tagline is service above self. And that's the idea, that they just always want to put the community first above the individual and work collectively. And what part of that was bringing in younger people to round out the approach.
So were you recruited by Rotary to sort of do this as an initiative? Or?
My story was that I had gone to the local Rotary that was already existing, started attending some meetings, did notice a big age gap with myself and the next youngest member, and decided to start the Rotaract because of that, because there wasn't really a place for people my age to join a service club in this town where they would be among their peers.
So how many members does the Rotaract Club have?
It has anywhere between 5 and 20 people coming to every meeting, and some people participate by coming to every meeting, and some people participate just by volunteering at our events and our initiatives.
So you guys in the past have had events. Why don't we touch on anything you've done in the past that people might recognize as being a Rotaract event or sponsored, not sponsored, but planned event, and what we might have coming up in the future.
Sure, yeah. In our first year, we were very active, and there were a lot of other community groups that were excited to work with us. So we did a lot of supporting of existing initiatives. We partnered with Coastal Center and did a huge beach cleanup. There were hundreds and hundreds of people here in the Goderich Beach and along the Maitland River. And we have done a golf tournament of our own. We've worked to support, in partnership with Rotary, and we did the Hooch for Health event that was held in the jail courtyard, and the proceeds were donated to the Hospital Foundation. And we've done support for Tanner Stuffler Foundation.
Excellent. So
yes.
Those, you would be using your resources to help provide volunteers, like people power?
Yep.
Community above self.
That's right. So most of the connections that we've made with these different community groups that we have partnered with, we would host them as a guest speaker at one of our meetings. We'd put to them, what was the need you saw in our community? What's your organization doing to address it? And then kind of wrap up your presentation with how can we help?
Right.
So sometimes that is just an ask for a monetary donation,
right.
And then sometimes they say, hey, we have an event coming up. Can you bring 5 volunteers and
right.
help out? And we've done both.
So if you were a young person living in the community of Goderich area, and you were looking for something to do to sort of give back to your area and do some service in your community, and you're between like 18 and 30
35
or whatever,
would probably be a good window. Yeah.
Okay, then Rotaract would be a great option for somebody who wants to be as committed as they can be.
Yep.
And yet obviously still do some good in the community.
Yes, and that was what we wanted. We wanted to create a space where people could come and find ways to participate and give to their community.
But not necessarily have to be absolutely dedicated 100% of the time to that.
Yeah,
one
or
thing.
avoid having to start their own initiative every time. They could get involved with something that's already going, or just be a committee member, or show up the day of, like you say, if that's all they can put into their schedule right now. Come and help out the day of.
Yeah, so people would be able to reach out to you through social media channels or something if somebody was interested in joining Rotaract.
Yes.
And probably not a huge, arduous process for membership.
No,
I would
and
imagine
that's-
you're encouraging new members.
Absolutely, and that's another difference that is a bit more casual than the formal Rotary setup. Is you have to be invited, and you have a little bit of a triage process.
Right.
Where with our group, it's how much fun are you having? Are you enjoying being here? Continue to come back.
Great.
So it's.
And you're a local girl. You work in the insurance industry in Goderich.
Yes. So Rotary again was born of professionals coming together. Kind of a one of each was the foundation 100 years ago. That's since evolved, and they do allow more than one person of each profession in at a time, but that's the idea. So we wanted to find people, a realtor, a banker, a teacher. So we have lawyers in our club, we have nursing staff, we have HR, we have car salespeople, and then I'm an insurance broker as well here in Goderich.
So the point is to try to have a wide range of professions that are engaged together in the
And it's an opportunity to network for your own professional growth.
right. So you have an upcoming event that is actually, well, when this airs, is going to be extremely soon. Why don't you tell us about that?
So that is a partnership we are doing with the BIA for the May 2-4 launch, they're calling it. And we are hosting a portion of that event that's the bed race on the square. It is exactly what it sounds like.
Sounds dangerous.
There are beds racing one another. The idea is that there's at least a member of your team on the bed and the rest of the members of the team are pushing. We have clarified one rule. The wheels can swivel, but there cannot be a mechanism to steer it.
Okay.
The idea is that you are using your strength and skill, and it is going to be hilarious. And that's how it's being marketed, as hilarious, so I hope everyone comes with that in mind. It's meant to be funny and outrageous.
I did see the social media post that you, because your inspiration comes from back in the 1970s in Goderich when you saw some photos of the bed race then, and you wanted to recreate that. And it was fascinating to me to see the commercial stores in the background of those pictures, Goderich Sporting, or Goderich Sporting Goods.
Some of us might not remember all these stores, but some of our viewers would.
Some of them are still there.
Old stores. Some of them are still
Some of
there.
them are still there, yeah.
The so in the actual race, okay, I'm a logistics guy. So you've got one person on the bed, and you've got
Up to 4 pushing.
up to 4 pushing, okay, and then you have you push it around. How far are we talking? All the
We're
way
not
around
doing the
square?
whole square. That would be huge.
You would need you would definitely need some ambulances and that sort of
For
stuff
sure.
on site.
No, it won't be that long. I couldn't push anything around Square Up.
Yeah.
So it's 3 blocks that we have blocked off for this event.
Okay.
So to be determined how much of that 3 blocks is used
Right.
as the actual
Right.
track, because I know
Yeah.
that we are trying to set up a staging area where everyone can look at each other's funny
Right,
beds
sure.
and decorations and
And that's the
have
whole,
some time.
it's supposed to be a bit zany and goofy, and
Yes, absolutely.
I'm sure people using their imaginations would be encouraged. So is there still room? Well, I guess there might not be room at the time, but
How many beds?
how many are you expecting?
We're going to cap it at 16 because
Holy, that's a lot of beds.
Yes.
A lot of beds.
I don't know that we'll get to 16 because of space and things
yeah,
like that,
yeah.
but we're prepared to make room for 16 if we get that many entries.
And is the bed
It's a full-on rolling slumber
it's like a
party.
cot-sized bed? Is that we're talking a single?
The rules are pretty loose on the size,
Okay.
so we are leaving it to interpretation,
Okay,
but it does need to be a real bed. It
Needs to
can't-
be a bed.
Yeah, it can't be something you decided is a bed. It must
Because anything could
begin.
be a bed,
I
really.
know, and we don't
Body
want
contact allowed, not allowed.
It would not be.
Okay, no. So you
No.
can't edge out your competitors by
banging into them.
by
No.
smashing them out of the into the middle of the square.
It's not only discouraged, it's in the rules. You cannot.
Okay, good to know. Good to know.
Very. I can't wait.
It's going to be hilarious.
It's gonna, yeah.
very excited.
And a great team behind it to keep it organized. So, so that's the Saturday, May
21st.
21st.
On the long weekend.
Of the long weekend, yes.
And the time is?
That we're going to open the staging area between 12 and 12:30, and then get the races running probably closer to 1.
Okay. So afternoon on the Saturday of the long weekend.
Right.
And then what else does Rotary have coming, or Rotaract, sorry, have coming up this summer?
We are also in the midst of reviving a program called Princess Project that was previously being run through GDCI, but we've taken it over to make it a bit more public, hoping that other schools will be able to tap into these resources. And it is a formal wear borrowing program. So there's no fees associated with it. And we've partnered with a fellow Rotarian actually who runs Blue Water Cleaner. And she made it so that we could have everything cleaned in advance of this prom season. And we're working on our website. We have a lot of our inventory up on there now, photographed, sized, instructions on how to borrow it. And then eventually we would like to expand into some menswear and open this up beyond prom and hopefully have it as formal wear in general, weddings, things of that nature.
Because these are things that people buy and wear once or
One
twice.
time.
For a few hours, right? So
Yeah.
And you see it all the time on the classifieds that things say like, I wore this dress for 2 hours and we paid X number of dollars. And it'd be a great place to have somewhere to put those things that the community could still use them.
That's fantastic.
Where's all this stuff being stored? I guess at the people who still own it.
No, we have collected it all as a club, and then we would
Gotcha.
just coordinate with the borrower to either bring it to them or have them come get it.
Excellent.
But it's right now it's in Goderich, but and largely being advertised to GDCI students. And once we get up and going, and we're hoping to expand into a place that has a change room and things of that nature.
So people can come and try on the thing that they're going to borrow.
And also, bonus feature of that program, you're helping with carbon footprint and not wastefulness. Like every single person buying something that they're going to use once is just not good for the overall health of the earth. So that's a bonus feature of that program. I love it. Well, that's awesome. Any parting any other questions, Rick, or any parting wisdom, Emma, about Rotaract and the community outreach that you guys are doing?
We are always looking for more guest speakers. Like I mentioned, that's how a lot of our connections have been made in this community. So if you have an initiative that's going on, or even one you want to get started, contact us through our Facebook, through our Instagram, and we can coordinate a date for you to come present to our club.
And your handle is?
Rotaract Club of Goderich.
Okay.
Rotaract Club of Goderich. All right, Emma, well, thanks again for being here. Very informative. So make sure you Rotaract Club of Goderich, Homefield Group. Smash that subscribe button. We got to get some more subscribers, get this amazing content out there. Thanks again, Emma and Rick. As always, thanks for watching.
Thanks for having me.